Welcome to Homemaker and Boss. I am your host, Tracy. I hope you're all having a super day. So today I want to talk business. I want to talk to you about if you're looking to start up your own business, I want you to keep it a secret. Now, why? You want to be shouting it from the rooftop, surely. So basically, what I have found over the years, okay, when you're looking to start something up, until you've got it all there, you've decided on your launch, for instance, everything, till everything is all set up, don't tell anybody. Unless, obviously, tell you people that you live with, but I'm talking about telling others. Instantly, you will see. When you're starting up, it's a scary, scary time. Say you're taking that leap of faith in yourself and you go, do you know what? I'm going to start this business. I've come up with a plan. Everything's all sorted. But then you tell somebody what you're going to be doing and they instantly say, yeah, I like the idea. It really is good. But what happens if it doesn't work? Straight away. You feel like like a game of Jenga, you've just turned into a load of wooden blocks just falling down. That's how it feels. It's like, well, firstly, what happens if it does work, okay? There is a very high chance that it will work if you put your heart and soul and just keep on going. Chances are it might not be the first year it works. It might not be the second. If you just keep going, but when you start having all of that self-doubt, it will ruin how you start coming across, because I think it's just so crucial in business when you're starting up to have that self-confidence in yourself and believing with what you have to offer, whether that's a product or a service. There are many people out there that are super talented that I have met throughout the years that should be running their own business. What stops them is their self-belief. The whole thing of what happens if it doesn't work. So what I mean by don't go around telling other people is because they will put their fears onto you, and you don't need that when you're starting out. By all means, when you've got it ready, when everything is ready and you're like, right, I'm ready to launch this now because it's all set. Say you're making lots of products and you've got everything sorted, or maybe it's a service that can say that you're going to be supplying and you go, as of this date, this is what I'm going to be doing. Don't tell others until you've decided on the date where you're ready to launch your business, and then build it up from there, because it's all in motion. But don't tell other people whilst it's just a thought, because if it's just a thought at this moment in time, that can turn into something really great. But when you start talking to the wrong people, honestly, it can just ruin things for yourself. I mean, let's just think about this for a second. People fail in business, okay? Say you've had a business before and it's failed. So I have, I'll be open and honest about this. So it was about 20 years ago. I had my whole vision, everything was there. And at the time, it was a shop. And what I wanted was to do deliveries of the particular product, going around doing it as like hampers. So people would phone up. We would do the delivery service into hospitals, etc., with our products, and my partner at the time joined the business, which is my daughter's dad. Anyhow, our relationship failed. We then, had to part the business, and that failed as well then, and I had to give up the shop. Oh, the pain that caused me was immense, okay? But it doesn't now stop me from doing anything else. It did for a while because I didn't have self-belief, and that's something I really had to work on. But if you're ever around other people and they go, yeah, but and I've heard this, they say things like, what happens if it's like last time? What happens if it doesn't work, And they don't want you to get hurt. That's what it is about as well. They want to protect you. But sometimes taking that leap of faith can really do amazing things for yourself. That's why I think it's just so important not to tell other people your plan of action until it's really going, not when it's just a thought, because they can really ruin it for you. So let's think about people that have failed here. There are companies. Think about KFC. We've got, is it Colonel Harland, David Sanders, okay? He had all different types of jobs. It wasn't until he was 62 years old did they make up the secret formula for KFC, and therefore that became a success. Look at Apple, for instance, which there's a whole documentary. Disney, for instance. There have been lots of troubles, at the very beginning of Disney. And look at Disney now. One of the stories, which I quite like, actually, it's not so much of a failure, more of a competition thing. So it's to do with Lamborghini. So I didn't know this until a little while back. I think it was to do with Clarkson Farm. Clarkson's Farms, I think it was, something like that. Anyhow, so Jeremy Clarkson, he's there and he's got this massive Lamborghini tractor. And I didn't even know Lamborghini made tractors, right? So as it happens, that's because I associate Lamborghini with a beautiful car. And it basically, that's how they started. Lamborghini started with tractors. That's how the business was. However, the person that owned the Lamborghini tractors, apparently he was trying to book in his Ferrari into the Ferrari garage and received apparently the worst customer service ever. And then he thought to himself, well, stuff you, I'll make my own fast cars, nice cars. So hence the Lamborghini supercar. And I thought that was quite a lovely story, actually. I was just like, wow, I didn't know that. Because I thought it was like, when I saw the Lamborghini tractor, I thought, oh, okay, they went down that route as well. Not that it started that way. Had no idea. Anyhow, the point is, it's okay. Not that that was a failure, because clearly that took off in a good way. But it's okay if you meet turbulence and things like that. But I just think it's so crucial when you're starting, massively important, is to have that self-belief. Don't tell others, because honestly, it will niggle you, just to hear things like, the whole, yeah, but have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? Yes, you might have thought about it, but once if it doesn't work, what you're going to do, blah, blah, blah. And you just don't need that negativity. It's okay being a realist, obviously. And I think anyone goes into any business without looking at everything properly, But just be careful. I personally, that's one of my big pieces of advice is don't tell. Just don't. Like I say, until you've got it up and going. So I hope you found this helpful. I just want to say also, before this podcast comes to an end, there is a link in the description. The link will give you 65% off of the Gusto box, which I've mentioned before. I might actually just put a little ad in before this finishes to end it on like that. And also as well, there is a link in the description for my business also, which is called Trips of Somerset. So I'm just going to put a little ad in now. So I'm just going to put in a little ad here for Gusto. So I use Gusto Cooking and it comes straight to the door, okay? And it is value for money. So as a single mum who watches the money's coming in and money's going out, I also like to make sure that we are eating really delicious foods. So I make sure that I'm having great foods and so is my daughter. Not only that, but I have found that when the Gusto box arrives, we help each other prepare. And this seems to be our time when we can talk, because we're there, we're chopping up, say, making the foods, prepping together, and there's hardly any distractions around us. And I kind of find it's really helped my relationship with my daughter at that time. So in the description box, there is a link to give you an amazing 65% off if you want to try it. So, like I say, a little advertisement from me with regards to Gusto. Well, thank you so much for listening to today's podcast. I hope you all keep really well. Please feel free to like, subscribe, share. That really helps creators like myself. And I look forward to you joining me on the next podcast. Take care then. Bye-bye.